It is time, my lord, to engrave your legend into the world. But do not be hasty. To thrive in this vast and volatile domain, you will first need to study the lay of the land. In the far southern wastes, he who hunts unseen is in his element. Oxyotl, bane of the dark gods, wages a war of revenge against the fell powers and any who would stand with them. Along these ragged shores, an endless demon horde spills into the world, tainting the very land on which they step. In the jungles of the gods, Teclis has sensed the need of his presence. Be it the Skaven scurrying through these trees, or an imbalance yet to be discovered, Teclis will oppose the ruinous powers in all their forms. Alida, High Queen of the Court of Lybaris Tomb Kings, has reclaimed her ancient homeland, but her reign is fraught with challenge. The Silver Host vampire counts also lay claim to these lands, and from their cold hands, Alida must pry the crater of the walking dead. To the lush east, Kugath Plague Father scours the Dragon Isles for new ingredients to fortify his plagues. Amongst the tropical palms and sandy shores, he discovers an enemy. Tepok spawn are a tenacious breed of lizard men, mysterious and otherworldly, with little love for the agents of chaos. In life, Helman Gorst's taste for adventure took him far from the Empire's borders. Perhaps it is the ghost of his past explorer that has seen him to the haunted forest, where he is set upon by all manner of creatures and all manner of new corpses to repurpose. A resource you'll find in abundance within Grand Cathay.
If my sister is found delinquent in her duty, then we defend the bastion. The Dragon Emperor's territories are vast, varied, and fractured. Amongst the stoic Cathayans, whose architectural prowess is beyond compare, skulk creatures of foul intent. The vampiric curse siphons life from the land, which is trampled beneath the heavy boot of orc warbands, and, burrowing deep into the heart of this once great nation, a subtle infection of Skaven. Enemies within and beyond. The great bastion's continued survival is a constant uncertainty. One Miao Ying must contend with if she means to bring harmony to her homeland. In the barren north, hope, mercy, and virtue are not common commodities. These jagged rocks, sickly forests, and broken mountains mirror the soul of a world overrun by corruption. The perfect stage for the likes of Grimgor Ironhide and his ilk to test their mettle against ravenous ogres. In the path to the east, the Green Slaughterer will find game worthy of his considerable prowess. In these twisted chaos wastes, ambitious and cruel men devote themselves to the dark gods in exchange for a morsel of strength. Seldom few manage to wrestle more than scraps from the gods' table, but Archeon, the Ever-Chosen, is not one of them. He will use his demonic gifts to see the mortal world bleed.
But the mortal world is not so easy to tame. When men like Boris Ursus grow tired of being a shield, and instead become the spear. Kislevite spears are a tool the demon prince knows intimately. In his past life, he wielded one in the name of honor. Now, he wears a different name and cares only for forging himself into a weapon of unfathomable destruction. Sometimes, carried on the whisper of an ice-laced breeze, he hears the name Daniel.
Show yourself, Zarkar!
A harsh and frozen world breeds violent and savage survivors. Slave traders, brutes, and self-made kings war over slivers of habitable soil in the Norskan mountains. But beyond lies the bulwark of Kislev, a tempting prize for the agents of chaos, and the most direct route into the wider territories of man. Here, opposing ideologies will need to either unite or overcome one another to face a greater evil.
The great orthodoxy protects you. I protect you. Take not one step backward.
Kislev's shield is cracked, and through the rupture, all manner of horrors invade. A fact felt keenly on the isolated shores of Albion, which will soon serve as Bellacor's throne.
I sit upon the precipice of God.
There is no respite from corruption even in the waters, where dark terrors and vampiric pirates command legions of undead vassals. In the kingdoms of Nagaroth, the Witch King builds a twisted army of hatred. There is no price Malekith would not pay to claim the Isles of Ulthuan and subjugate those who denied him his birthright. Subjugation is no option for the Sisters of Twilight, who fight bitterly in defense of their home. But the decadence of the Dark Elves has summoned Slaaneshi invaders, and it is Lord Mazdamundi, the Slan mage priest, who must hold fast at the borders of Lostria. Fueled by a millennia-long vendetta, Nakari arrives on Krace with a goal that would see the High Elves of Ulthuan either slaughtered or dominated. The descendants of Arnerian, beware! Slaaneshi Roth has returned. Lostria, a continent rich with all manner of life. Here, civilizations as old as the world offer insight into a past rife with hardship, where brave lizard men warriors laid down their lives in accordance to the great plan. A war still waging to this day. Kairos Fate Weaver comes to Dawn's Landing and the bottom of the world to liberate it of its high elf occupants. The Changer of Ways will have reasons for this journey, but to know them would be to court insanity. Manfred von Karstein's lust for power has led him deep into the shifting sands, where he contends with the likes of an undead contemporary, Citra the Imperishable. Each with imperial dreams, each with ambitions too broad to coexist. The hard rock and barren landscape of this pitiful mortal realm is a poor substitute for the glory of Khorne's eternal battlefield. And although Skarbrand the Exiled is as far from his lord's skull throne as he could possibly be, he finds some solace in the blood of an unending parade of orcs. Along the World's Edge Mountains, a cacophony of cultures thrash and vie for the right to exist. But it is the Dawi with the most at stake, and so Thorgrim Grudgebearer remains close to the ancient seat of his power. A wise king indeed.
Fellow Dowie, I see all scope. They foul our mountains with their vile taint.
Amongst the western border princes, the Gore Harvester has carved himself out a fine fishing hole. Scrag the Slaughterer is a far cry from his fellow ogres, but he'll eat his way to the Great Maw eventually, one Empire footman at a time. And here, cradled within protective mountain ranges, lie the lands of man. Besieged by roaming beastmen, ravaged by orc tribes, threatened by haughty wood elves, and plagued by infighting that would tear them asunder. They must unite beneath a single banner or risk extinction. The world is indeed vast, the players constantly shifting, and there are further dangers here than meet the eye. It will take more than military might to conquer the unending threats, more than spirit and diplomacy to survive. It will take the forging of an immortal empire. It is time, my lord, to engrave your legend into the world. But do not be hasty. To thrive in this vast and volatile domain, you will first need to study the lay of the land. In the far southern wastes, he who hunts unseen is in his element. Oxyotl, bane of the dark gods, wages a war of revenge against the fell powers and the walking dead.
Yo. Sorry guys, had some sort of issue with my microphone there. Yeah, wow. This trailer looks amazing, doesn't it? I was just yeah. I mean, it looks amazing to me, but I was also just thinking, like, imagine looking through the eyes of a new person who's never seen like Mortal Empires before, or never seen Total War before, you know, or never seen a Total War Warhammer fantasy game before. Like, just like, you know, just look at all this, little his characters, like, just fires the imagination. Such a good trailer. Like, I don't know, this, like, this map's amazing. Like for me, like, as much as the Conquer Your Demons trailer was really well put together, really dramatic, the music was awesome and all that kind of stuff, as a gamer, like, that stuff is like irrelevant, you know what I mean? It doesn't tell you anything. Whereas this is like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it doesn't really tell you anything. Like, you don't really know what the game's like to play from looking at it, but your imagination's like, oh my god, what's going on with all these characters? Can I conquer that? Like, can I play that guy? Whatever. You know, like, I just feel like this is like a better advertisement for like this is a better advertisement for Warhammer 3 than the actual Warhammer 3 advertisement, I reckon. But that's just my take on it. Where is Village the Curseling? He'd be under Champions of Chaos / Valkyria. But yeah. So, oh yeah, thanks Danny Strange for becoming a member of the channel. Welcome to the Patrons of the Sciences, man. Much appreciated. Thanks for the support. Yeah, this map does look really good, doesn't it? It looks amazing. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, I mean, I already knew, like, obviously, as you know, somebody who's been following the development of the Immortal Empires and all the videos that have been coming out. I kind of already knew, you know, all the stuff that was going to be in it mostly, but I don't know, just seeing it all put together like this and like, I don't know, this seems like a real introduction into the final stage of the Total War trilogy. You know, seeing it all come together in like the entire world. I don't know, yeah, pretty awesome video. I was just gonna chat about some of the little details that we saw in it. I don't know, I can't. There's like there's an embargo like about what we can talk about, so I can talk about like the stuff that's in the video that we can see in the video, but I can't talk about anything else that I could know from, you know, from other sources or whatever. Honestly, I haven't actually played it really or anything, so I don't really know anything apart from what's in the video yet. But yeah, I just might have to be a bit you know, be careful. Is it something with my mic? I don't know. It seemed it's my sound is saying that the mic's coming through normal, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just not talking as loud as I normally do. What is that floating island? Oh, I don't know. I missed it. Sorry. You might have to tell me what timestamp you're talking about. I can go and have a look at it. Mic sounds bad. The mic was like not working at all before. That's why I had to like restart and stuff. Maybe there's something wrong with it.
He wears a different name and cares only for forging himself.
Like 4:45. What is that?
Scraps from the gods' table. And cruel men devote
Floating Island. Oh yeah, this bit like it's pretty cool. There's a demon. Well, not cool. It's a bit weird. There's a greater demon of Slaanesh just chilling with a bunch of bloodletters. I know Khorne and Slaanesh I didn't think really liked each other much to get, you know, to get along very well. Oh yeah, this thing. Is this what you're talking about? Yeah, I noticed that before as well. Like, what's going on with that? Is this supposed to be the realm of chaos, like you just represent on the map? Because like, yeah, I haven't seen that before.
To the east, the Green Slaughterer will find
Zambajan, maybe? Oh yeah, maybe it's Zambajan. Actually, I don't even think Zambajan would be on the Immortal Empires map, would it? I don't know, like, yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, maybe it's meant to be Zambajan. I was sort of thinking, if I don't know, it's hard to tell with the map flying through and stuff, like exactly where this is on the map. But yeah, I think it might be somewhere up in the northern Chaos Wastes, or maybe the southern Chaos Wastes. Yeah, was this in the southern Chaos Wastes?
These twisted Chaos Wastes, ambitious and cruel men.
Nah, I think this is the north. Yeah.
Gods in exchange for a morsel of strength. Seldom few manage to wrestle more than scraps from the
definitely northern. Yeah, I think it's the northern coast. Yeah, I think maybe it's just like a generic kind of representation of the Chaos Wastes, and like, you know, that could be like a realm of chaosy area. Like maybe if you go into the Chaos Wastes, you know, reality kind of crosses back and forth between Chaos Wastes and Realm of Chaos or whatever, and it's just kind of like a represent. I mean, it doesn't look like a playable area, you know. There's a map on Reddit that shows the path of the video. Oh, okay, cool.
Ambitious and cruel men devote themselves to the dark gods in exchange for
what is Zambajan? I don't really know too much about the history of like the lore about Zambajan or whatever. But from what we've had released so far, it's like a lost city, I think, and like the Chaos Champions that are in the DLC that we're going to get in on the 23rd of August. Their mission in the Realm of Chaos campaign is to find Zenbajan and you know, defeat the other champions to become, I don't know, the best champion or something like that. Yeah, it's like it's not for the Immortal Empires campaign. It's on the Realm of Chaos campaign. So if you play as any of the normal Warhammer 3 factions, you get the race for the whatever for Ursun's soul. But if you play as one of the new lords that's coming out, it's like set after that, and Ursun's soul's already been resolved, and then there's this race for Zenbajan campaign that happens instead. Oh yeah, somebody was pointing this out. What the hell is going on here? So this is Malice Darkblade, and he's addressing. It looks like he's addressing his troops or something, and there's a bunch of Norskins mixed in with a bunch of Wood Elves. So yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on there. Like, is he about to fight them, or what the fuck is going on there? I don't know. I'm guessing he's about to fight them because I don't remember him being friendly with any Norscan tribes, or certainly any Wood Elf tribes. Maybe his slaves. Oh yeah, true. Maybe he's enslaved all these dudes and he's just lining them up to yell at them or something. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, as soon as when I just heard this part with Malice, I got a little bit of a shiver. Like, oh yeah, Malice. I want to play some Malice. I didn't put him on my poll, but if you want, like, if I put Dark Elves Lockyer and you want me to play Malice, then just click Dark Elves Lockyer. He's questioning them. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you get access. So Creative Assembly has been nice enough to give me early access, but I'm not a partner level. I'm verified level. So basically, you'll be going to see. So tomorrow you're going to see all the partners. So like Legend of Total War, you know, Indie Pride, Lawmaster of Sotek, you know, Turin, all of the big names that you know that cover Total War, as well as you know, Dame Offensive, Anticity. I can't. Anyway, you know, all of the like the well-known like Total War YouTubers, like they're going to be showing you know, some Immortal Empires gameplay and stuff like that. I'm not sure if they'll all be streaming, but I know that Dame Offensive is streaming. I'm pretty sure Dame Offensive is streaming tomorrow, and Legend I think is streaming in the next couple of days, and all of the other guys will be releasing videos and probably streaming as well. You know, so yeah, so I won't be able to show anything until the 16th, which is about 4 days. So yeah, so it'll be a little bit of a delay before I can show anything. So, but what I would love from you guys, if you want to help me out, is basically if you will like absorb all that content from the partners going to be putting out in the next 4 days. It's probably going to be a lot of information, but I'm not going to be able to probably watch much of it because I'm going to be too busy trying to like research the game myself. So yeah, basically, if you guys could do me a favor and like let me know of any cool stuff that you see, or you know, interesting things to explore in Immortal Empires, because I think that's one of the things with Immortal Empires, right? There's so much stuff that there's so much stuff to explore that's like, where do you even start? You know what I mean? Like, you know, it'll probably take us a month to get through all of these factions. So it's kind of like just a matter of what do we do first, you know? I plan to be covering Immortal Empires, you know, for a long while yet, and we'll eventually get to everything. But yeah, if you want to check out, if you want to give me some suggestions, you know, you can chuck comments in the chat right now. You can comment on this video or any of my other videos like after the fact and just say, hey, Mercy, you should check out this. I saw it on someone else's channel. It looks really cool, or whatever. And also on my Discord. There's a link in the description down below to the Discord. On the Discord, we've got discussion channels for like every single different faction. So you just go into whichever one you want, or into just the general Warhammer 3 discussion and just write like at Mercy the Mad, hey Mercy, you should check out this with the Dark Elves or whatever. So yeah, I really love that. Malone says Nakai has my vote. Nakai, oh fuck Nakai. I'm not really a big. I'm sorry, Malone. I'd love to do it for you, but I'm really just not much of a Lizardman fan. I mean, I don't hate them. Like I definitely plan to do some Lizardman content, but they're not one of my favorite. They're not one of my favorite factions. You know what I mean? Like really. For the early part of exploring Immortal Empires, you know, it's like Dark Elves, Dwarfs, Empire, Warriors of Chaos, High Elves, Vampire counts. You know, those are kind of like my favorite factions in the game, and those are the ones that I want to. Those are the ones that I want to explore first. But within that kind of group, you know, I'm happy to take some direction from you guys. Village, it looks really awesome. Valkyria looks really exciting. I don't think Village. I feel like Village is probably going to be more like the kind of character I'd want to play long term, whereas Valkyria is maybe not so much my jam exactly. But that might mean that it might be a good idea for me to cover Valkyria first while it's all fresh and new and stuff. Even if I don't end up playing Valkyria a lot, you know, many of our campaigns of Valkyria in the future. Manfred, yeah, I did like traditionally. I don't really like playing Manfred. I only ever played Vlad and Isabella. But with the new rework of the vampire counts, like, you know, I think they're probably going to put in an effort to make all of the different vampire counts different. Like we've seen that Manfred's got the Book of the Dead. Manfred's got the Books of the Dead mechanic now, and he's down in Southlands with Cetra and all those guys. That's it right now. There he is. Hey, Manfred. You know, and they moved Gorst over near Cathay. So, like, you know, so they made an effort to make all the vampire count starts really interesting and different. So it'd be interesting to see how different they are and whether they're interesting. You're probably going to go Oxyodal, Archaon, or Village. Yeah, Archaon or Village I'd definitely be into. Oxyodal would probably be one of my first choices for Lizardmen when I eventually get to Lizardmen, but yeah. Manfred's location is Yikers. Looks like a super hectic campaign. Yeah, for sure. To play what your instincts tell you, watching you enjoy the game is more important than your content. Thanks for that, Wilhelm. That's definitely a factor. Don't worry. I'll definitely be playing something that I want to play. But I mean, some of you guys that have watched my channel for a long time, you probably know the kinds of things that I tend to be interested in. I'm really interested in certain factions, like our dwarfs. I forgot to mention dwarfs. I love dwarfs. There's certain factions like dwarfs, Empire, Dark Elves, you know, and I just love the faction. You know, I just love the faction. Like just seeing the characters on the screen just makes me feel good. You know, like I don't know, just there's that basic thing. But as well as that, like, I'm always looking to explore fun gameplay and different aspects, you know. So, you know, I'm as well as just wanting to play all my favorite factions on the campaign, I really want to explore all the new gameplay options that we've got. So, I don't know what they all are yet, though. So, you know, I'd love help from you guys. I'm going to be exploring this stuff, trying to find interesting things to show you myself. But, you know, like everybody else, like all of the other partners that are all doing the same thing are going to be able to find out a lot more information than I am by myself. So if you guys are like watching that and you see something really cool that you think that I would like I can't think, well, I don't know any examples, but, you know, like, oh, well, I don't know, like some stuff we've already seen, like we know that they've said that Norska is going to get a little minor update that now Norska is allowed to settle anywhere. You know, they're not just settle in Norska. You know, if you see one of the partners or one of the other creators covering Norska and the new gameplay that change opens up looks really interesting, and you think that I'd be interested in it or whatever, like that's the kind of stuff I'd love to get a comment from you guys saying, hey Mercy, have you seen so and so playing this? They can do this new stuff that's cool or whatever, you know, that kind of stuff. Archaon has an interesting starting position, must say. Isn't Archaon just starting in the same position he was starting in before? What's interesting about that? Just more about the other factions that are nearby. Oh yeah, check this. Like, wait, is that mine? Was that mine always there? I don't know. I'm kind of confused about whether I'm like, has that always been there or has it not always been there? I don't know. There's like a giant Skaven mine in the middle of Altdorf, in the middle of Altdorf, by the looks of it. I feel like I don't know. Like this graphic of the mine looks familiar, but I kind of don't remember like that mine being there in the middle of Reichland. Like I feel like I remember seeing that somewhere, but not there.
It will take the forging of an immortal empire.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen mines like that, yeah, somewhere, yeah. A new clay mine, Altdorf. Oh yeah, it could be the clay mine, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's true. It could be the clay mine, that makes sense. Yeah, cool, yeah, because clay is the resource that you get from Reichland. it's so cool now how it's like it's the whole world, you know, like this is the whole world now. It's I've thought about this a bit before, but it's like, you know, I really like playing as Empire, and when you're playing as Empire, like there's no real access to play as Empire. You're not really gonna have any access to the Dark Elves. You're not really gonna have any access to Cathay. You're just like never gonna see those factions unless you play to like turn 200 or whatever. You know, with that being the case, like it still feels grander and better, like to have the whole world there in the periphery, you know, like when you're playing as Reichland, just fighting your local enemies, you know, like the vampire counts and, you know, Bretonia and the orcs coming from the south and stuff like that. But just knowing that in the far east there's Cathay and there's ogres and stuff like that, you know, and in the far west there's Dark Elves, you know, like because there's no sea lanes that go anywhere in the middle of the map. So the sea lanes have let you cross from west to east and east to west quickly, and they kind of let you get from, you know, the middle to the edge a little bit. But none of them come anywhere near like Ulthuan, Bretonia, or Empire. So those factions are sort of like, in terms of sea travel, those factions are sort of isolated. But it's still, I don't know, it's still amazing feeling like you've got this whole world to explore. You know, like I don't know. Yeah, I've talked about this a bit before, but it's like, I feel like with Total War, a lot of the enjoyment it's not even about what you actually do in the campaign. It's about this feeling of this endless possibility of being in this entire world. And yeah, I don't know. And I feel like that's like a huge thing that the big map adds, you know, as well as all of the different factions and variety and stuff like that. I hope Dwarves in the future will get some unit formation, like Three Kingdoms and Cathay, like Shield Wall or Turtle formation. Yeah, I feel like that's a good call, Crow. Like, I feel like it's fine that Cathay got formation attack, but I feel like, you know, the Empire could have formation attack as well. They're like well known for having like disciplined, ordered troops. You know, the Dwarfs are, you know. Well, you know, I'm not sure if they're like super organized and stuff, but yeah. Malone says, all honest truth, I want you to consider this. This would be my suggestion. Do a Volkmar campaign, new mechanics for an Empire army, and your cosplaying no recruitment challenge. Well, I mean, I will consider it. I will consider it. I feel like there could be some problems with that. Was a great watch for at the time, a new corner to your channel. Yeah, no. I know the Vault Mercy no recruitment challenge was probably like my most popular stream series of all time. But I don't know if it's something I can really recreate. You know, maybe that was just like a one-off thing. That was just a really cool campaign at the time. I mean, I'm sure I'll do no recruitment campaigns again in the future and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to do that for launch, but. That's a really great idea though, Malone. I'll definitely take that into consideration. Hope dwarves get shard dragons. Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, I'm sure all of the factions will get cool new stuff in the future. Maybe shard dragons for dwarves, maybe golems. Hopefully they'll get you know, some like gyrocopter mounts, some slayer heroes, stuff like that. Well, how's that poll going? So 42% want to see Champions of Chaos or Valkyr. So that would also include Village. So I put Champions of Chaos Valkyr because I believe Valkyr is the most popular currently out of all of the Chaos Champions. Although I think that I think that for me personally, Village is probably going to be more my favorite. But I don't know. I'm definitely willing to give Valkyr a try early on. Have they buffed Cold One Knights for Dark Elves? They needed a buff. I don't know. Is the short answer, Kaio. But also I'm not. I only just got access. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to really talk about that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't know anyway. I haven't tested it. But yeah, I believe that they've done a few general changes that sort of aimed at. Well, I don't know if the aim is what the aim is, but it seems like in general, like melee stuff has gotten buffed a little bit in general. But I don't know about Cold One Knights specifically.
In exchange for a morsel of strength. Seldom few manage to wrestle more than scraps from the gods' table. But Archeon, the ever-chosen, is not one of them.
Oh yeah, do Volkmar is my first stream campaign is the thing. I don't know, I just think I only just finished growing my beard back after doing the Lithanar campaign. So I don't think I can deal with shaving my beard feed off again just now. I could do a Wolfbrick campaign. I could do a Wolfbrick cosplay pretty easy. Because I pretty much just have that, like whenever I cut my hair I usually shave the sides anyway, so I can basically just do it the same as Wolfbrick. I could do that. Is Vampire Island your last Warhammer 2 campaign? Yeah, it might be Lewis. I don't know. I'm really not sure what to do for the next 4 days, because like as I said, I don't have access to show you guys anything until the 16th, so for the next 4 days I'm a bit like kind of up in the air, because I really love streaming, I love chatting with you guys and stuff like that, but I just feel like everyone's going to be super, including me, is going to be super pumped for the new Immortal Empires campaign play, and like me streaming Warhammer 2 feels a bit like, like who cares kind of thing, I don't know, I might just pop in a little Warhammer 2 stream somewhere in there just so that I can chat with you guys about the news and stuff, really, about what we're seeing in the partner streams and stuff like that, yeah, I'm not too sure. Probably the Vampire Island will be the last Warhammer 2 campaign, I'm guessing, for a while anyway. We might come back to Warhammer 2 more Empires later on sometime. Empire cosplay when? Yeah, well that's it, we could do Empire cosplay anytime. I've got the Empire Captain beard full on. Did CA say there would be a news post this week for Immortal Empires? Yeah, I don't know, Monkey Manfu. I was actually checking to see if there's a blog post today, because I was hoping there was going to be a blog post that we could discuss, really give more information and stuff like that. I have a football channel with 1.5k subs. Can I ask CA for verified early access? Hey KO Isel. I think they might have put the requirement up to 4,000 now. I think it used to be 1,000, but somebody told me that they put it up to 4,000, so I don't know. I'm not sure. There's a website you can check out. But yeah, I'd say but the short answer would be no. But yeah, but if you had 1,500 subs and then you started just doing nothing but Total War content from now on, then you might get it for sure. We might get more info about changes tomorrow. Yeah, I guess if there is more news, I might do another one of these kind of like react and discuss type. I'd like to do, I wouldn't mind doing like another little like react and discuss stream like this, show whatever the news is, and also then be able to talk about what the partners are showing. Yeah, that's kind of like the main thing I'm trying to get across here, really. Like there's gonna be all these videos, all these streams. You're just going to be like inundated with all this stuff from all of the partners, and like I'm not going to get a chance to watch all that stuff, So yeah, it'd really help me out if you guys could like point out cool stuff to me, At 20,000 subs, will you drop your job and do this full time? Nah, I don't think I'd be able to afford that. Sorry, Phoenix. Yeah, I'd love to, but nah, I don't think I'm anywhere close to doing that. So gonna have to keep struggling on with no sleep and stuff for the next little while. I think unfortunately, I'd love to do that one day though. If possible. I tried to apply for Verify, but they're not taking any more people till after Immortal Empires. Yeah, that's right. I think that's the same thing they told me about partner access. Like, they haven't told me I can't have partner access, but they just said like they're not taking any more till after Immortal Empires. So hopefully, I'm hoping I can still get to be a partner. I don't know. They're always sort of changing the requirements. So I really hope that, like, I know they just let a few new people into partner status, like, just before Immortal Empires, but I missed out on that one. So, yeah, I hope they don't, like, change it so that I can, put the requirement up to, like, 50,000 subs, and then just as I get to 50,000, they put it up to 100,000, what I mean? So I hope I don't keep, like, just missing out forever now and just never get to be partner, but, oh, well, hopefully I'll get there eventually. We'll see. Thanks, Fisherman. No, nice of you to say, man. There was some other things I noticed in the trailer. Oh yeah, just coming up here, there's this part where it's talking about Collider, and then it says about Collider facing against the Silver Pinnacle. And I thought that was interesting because I don't know, like I don't think it really named any other factions by name. Yeah, like because the Silver Pinnacle is a minor faction, right? That's not like nothing special. The Silver Host, was it? Silver Host, sorry, yeah. The Silver Host is like whatever, nothing, They're a nothing faction. They don't have a
Manfred von Karstein
No, not yet.
asked for
Yeah, the Silver Pinnacle doesn't have a what do you call it? Silver Host. They don't have a legendary lord. So I just thought it was interesting that they mentioned them that faction specifically by name, even though they're just like a no-name, no legendary lord faction. Neferata will come eventually. Yeah, that's what was my thought. Like maybe Neferata is coming soon. You know, and maybe they made this trailer with kind of like foresight to the future that they wanted to like, you know. So yeah, so I wonder if that's a teaser or something. Like maybe even maybe even for a free LC Lord, because like they normally do free LC when they normally do a free LC Lord when they do DLC Lords, right? So yeah, so somebody brought this up the other day. So they haven't talked at all about a free LC Lord, and I haven't really heard anybody speculating about a free LC Lord either. But again, I don't really follow a lot of the news that much. But yeah, I was just like, could Neferata be a free LC Lord? Or maybe Neferata's coming as a Lord pack soon, or something like that. Free LC is Immortal Empires dispatch. Yeah, I know Free LC. I know the Immortal Empires is Free LC, and it's quite possible that that's all that's the only Free LC that there's going to be. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought, you know, they quite often do an extra Lord as Free LC. It's relatively less work than creating a whole new faction or whatever, just doing a legendary Lord. So I don't know. Like, I just thought, yeah, it could be an option. Maybe we're going to see another free LC Lord. Although I'd probably rather see another Warriors of Chaos free LC Lord rather than Neferata right now. I want Neferata as well, but right now I think I'd really like an extra, like more Chaos Lords. But I don't know. Maybe there's too much Chaos at the moment, and better to wait a while. Red Duke and the Boris should finally be playable FLC. Yeah, that would be awesome. Actually, if they made Red Duke and Boris playable, that'd be pretty cool. Bellicor is the FLC here, but he's hoping for Arbal the Undefeated, Khorne Legendary Lord. Yeah, Arbal the Undefeated, he's the one that rides that like ginormous Fleshhound of Khorne, like the biggest Fleshhound in existence or whatever, yeah? He's pretty cool. Hey, Alex Mix. Yeah, Bellicor's, yeah, whatever. Bellicor is for FLC as well, kind of, but no, I meant like a new FLC Lord, because like the way that the Creative Assembly does their kind of like hype cycle, you know, they kind of release this, they show this, and they show this, and they show this. They kept all the Immortal Empire stuff until now. Now they start showing the Immortal Empire stuff, and then over the next few days we're going to see more and more Immortal Empire stuff. You know, that's and then, you know, and then they released the FLC Lord and blah blah. But if they were but thinking about it though, if they were going to do an FLC Lord, they probably would have like shown that there was going to be an FLC Lord earlier. They not told us who it was, but just said that there was going to be one, because that would get everyone talking about who it was and create heaps of hype and stuff. So yeah, so actually just thinking about it, I've kind of talked myself out of it now. The fact that they haven't even teased that there's going to be any FLC Lord kind of makes me think there isn't going to be an FLC Lord, but yeah. But yeah, anyway, it could be a tease that the Silver Host could be a tease that Neferata is coming soon, maybe. Somebody else said that they thought that the camera lingered on the Black Pyramid, possibly as a tease of Nagash. Yeah, could be. I think Nagash is definitely going to be. Nagash is definitely going to turn up sometime. You should read the Malice novels if you read. Yeah, I've read the Malice novel, and I'm like, I think I'm partway through the second one, but I got like distracted and started reading the new Eisenhorn book. So I finished the new Eisenhorn book, but then I just got the new. I just bought the Grey Knights omnibus, which I haven't started yet. But yeah, I would like to read the. I don't know. There's just so much stuff to read. What are the rules regarding restreaming, like Legend stream with permission, of course, afterwards? Kind of like a play-by-play. We could just chat and discuss in the background. Yeah, that's a really good idea, McFunk. I'd actually really like to do that, but I just feel like it's maybe not. I don't know. I just feel like it's not. I don't know. It feels weird. It feels wrong to like stream another streamer's stream, you know. But I would like to like talk about stuff that the other guys are saying. I have played other people's videos before. That we could do that. We could do like a video review. Excuse me. Yeah, we could do a video review maybe tomorrow. And people could show me like some parts that they've picked up from other from partners' videos, and we could like spotlight different creators, you know. You should ask permission, so it wouldn't be weird. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like even asking for permission, it's still weird. And it feels kind of desperate as well somehow, you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, I didn't get early access, so I'm just gonna like watch your stream and like and pretend I've got early access. I'll just like pretend that I'm like, I'll put my face over the top of Legends, and then I'll just like pretend like I'm moving the mouse around. Sigvald playthrough will be elite. Yeah, I'm pretty keen to play Sigvald. I feel like I'm almost more keen to play the base warriors. Like I'm kind of almost more keen to play Sigvald and Archeon than I am to play the some of the champions of Chaos. Moving him out there, what he's saying? Yeah, it's like Legend of Total Warrior. Just like I'll just do like a Legend impression. It could be good. Oh yeah, this canal, was this canal always there? Like, I don't know, maybe I haven't paid enough attention to Cathay, but like this canal just looks really cool, doesn't it? Like going right into the middle of Cathay. Yeah, I feel like a lot of this stuff like kind of looks like new map and stuff, but I don't know, I feel like Cathay looks, I don't know, looks different somehow, but I can't really put my finger on what's different. For me, it's Archeon, Valkyria, and Skarbrand. Yeah, like, yeah, Skarbrand and Valkyria, I don't know if I like the movement mechanics that they get. I feel like they feel a bit too gamey or something, for me. But I definitely loved like the first time I played Skarbrand, or actually the second time I played Skarbrand as well. I had a great time, but I've only played Skarbrand like twice or something, or maybe 3 times. You know, it's not like the sort of faction I would play like over and over again. But I'm hoping that Valkyria is going to be more on my jam. Bellicor is FLC, kind of like Drycar, both are only playable on the big maps. Yeah. Yeah. No, but my point, sorry, with the FLC Lord, Dominic, was I wonder if there's going to be an FLC Lord that we have not seen yet. You know, like an extra Lord that hasn't been announced yet. That was the whole point I was talking about there, and whether this was hinting at who the FLC Lord was. But I kind of talked myself out of that idea. I think that I think that if there was going to be another FLC Lord, they would have teased it already. There would have been like a, you know, smoky image of, you know, FLC Lord showing it. I love all these animations on the map and stuff like that. I'm guessing it's going to be like this when you go into your play your campaign, maybe, but I'm not sure. Like I'm guessing there'll be this in game, but I'm not sure. I haven't actually like paid attention to the start of the campaign yet. But yeah, I think like putting this sort of stuff where they have these little animated things like on the map, if they put that in the actual game as well, that would be pretty cool maybe. But I'm not sure if they actually have that or not. I haven't checked it out yet. We're getting 4 whole lords in the DLC. I think the cycle goes DLC, patch, FLC in order of importance. You mean the cycle of news releasing?
Kislevites spears are a tool the demon prince knows intimately. In his past life,
putting your face over Legends will cost you your beard, as he has just lost his. Oh, he just shaved, did he? Love the new art style. It looks much more detailed. Yeah, I have to. I'm buying a new graphics card tomorrow, and also a new motherboard, so I can put in my new CPU. So hopefully I can, you know, show you guys the game in all its glory when I get access next week. I actually have, I've got my new plan is to use I'm just going to use all the money I earn from YouTube to just buy computer stuff. We just bought a house, so actually all the money that I've earned from YouTube last year, I actually put it all into a deposit to buy a house. So I just cleaned out my YouTube account. So I actually like lent, but I'm like trying to keep it separate now. So I actually like took money out of my savings account and I like lent it to my YouTube like business account. So and I put a little comment in there. I don't know if that works for my tax guy, but basically there's a little comment saying, you know, loan for hardware, and so I'm gonna put that in, and then in a couple of months, once I make the money back, I'll like pay myself back out of that. But yeah, so basically I got I'm going a little upgrade. I'm gonna go to get a 3070 Ti. The dual PC setup. Yeah, that's eventually like, yeah, so at the moment I'm just getting a 3070 Ti, which should be a big upgrade from the 2070 non-Ti that I've got right now. I've got 1070 non-Ti, so I'm going to go 1070 normal to 3070 Ti, and I'm getting an i9 CPU as well. So CPU, I think CPU is really important for these type of games. That's what I've always heard, that CPU almost matters more than your graphics card. So going to be like basically have like top tier CPU, and 3070 Ti is like, you know, pretty good graphics card. It's okay, you know. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe in a year or two I'll upgrade to like a 4080 Ti or something like that. But they cost like double the amount. They cost like nearly $2,000 in Australia. So yeah, that's like in the future. But yeah, my plan is like in 5 years or something, I'll just like, you know, because then I will have saved up heaps of cash in my YouTube account. So I'll just buy some like beast computer set up, you know, and you know, I'll tell my wife that I need it for work, you know, and it'll be fine. Mercy of Total War here, bringing you another Force March saving disaster battle, playing as vampire scouts with Vlad going up against the Empire. Yeah, exactly. So all of the campaigns that I like to play, like for you guys, the guys who've watched my channel a lot, you know, like playing as Vlad and trying to get the Empire to like accept Vlad as the rightful Empire, as the rightful Emperor of the human Empire, trying to become like the Lord of the human Empire as Vlad, like not wipe out the humans, but just have them like, you know, like bow to me as their Lord. That's like one of my favorite things to try to do. They showed Twisted, yeah, they showed Sisters of Twilight on foot. I assumed that was just for the purposes of this, video, and that's not actually like going to be in the game. But maybe that would be good if they could be on foot. I really like foot characters, or at least the ability to go on foot. Like, there's something about being stuck on a mount and not being able to dismount that just makes me feel like a character is not quite as like real or quite as good or something. It's like, I don't know, even if I'm never gonna dismount them, even if I'm gonna always keep them on the mount, like the fact that they can be dismounted just makes them feel more like a real character to me. So it'd be really cool if they did actually put them on foot. They gave them some combat animations too. Ah, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, because if they're on foot and they've got combat animations, then that kind of makes you think that, like, why would they bother animating them on foot if they don't have if they aren't going to be able to go on foot, you know? I think it's coming up soon. We need to be able to dismount settlement lords. Dismount settlement lords? You mean what? You mean like heroes that come as part of the garrison? I don't know if any of those actually come as dismounts. I mean, they come mounted, do they? It's Torox.
Subjugation is no option for the Sisters of Twilight.
Oh, yeah, here we go. So the sisters are here, like, fighting in the middle here. Oh, yeah, they are. They're doing... Oh, yeah, cool. They have got combat animations. That's really cool, because you can tell that they're a linked unit, because, like, Nastra, like, jumps forward and attacks and then kind of jumps back into formation with Arahan. So the Nastra is the dark haired one on the left. See, she like jumps forward and then she kind of pops back into formation with Arahan, which is exactly how it would work if they were like, if they're like a unit, kind of like Skarsnik and Gobbler, yeah, Skarsnik and his giant squig. They kind of operate like that, like they kind of go along together, and one might attack and then it comes back, and the other one attacks, it comes back, you know. So yeah, that animation does kind of look like that's like a special animation specifically made to represent them on the campaign map.
Subjugation is no option for the Sisters of Twilight, who fight bitterly in defense of their home.
Cool. Yeah, I'd like to see sisters on foot. As I said, I'd probably still put them on the Hawk, probably, most of the time. But, oh yeah, so we got Marathi with Slaneshi invaders. So he's, like, it doesn't, I don't know if we've already been told, like, what Marathi gets, but it doesn't specifically say that Marathi gets Demonettes and Greater Demon of Slanesh, but there's There's a Great Demon of Slaanesh and Demon that's here, so maybe she gets both of those. I haven't actually got to play Marathi yet to find out, but yeah. What's that? Excuse me. There's it looks like it's a dark elf, one of the female dark elf lords, walking with some other character, but I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll lock it to a 1080 in case it's going down in quality sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, that character right there. What's that? Oh, it's a dark elf. It's like a dark elf with a shield on his back, I think. So I think it's like a dark shard or a dread spear or something like that. Missing his spear with a shirt, and it looks like he's handcuffed. Looks like he's a slave.
Subjugation is no option for the system.
I think that's a high elf prisoner. Yeah, I thought it might be, but he looks too. His colors and everything looks very dark elf. It could be just a. Oh yeah, no, you're right. I think it's a high elf prisoner with a shield on his back. Yeah, just the colors look quite dark. Oh, I don't know. Not sure if it's a dark elf or a high elf. They're basically the same thing anyway. They're all like filthy knife ears.
But the decadence of the Dark Elves has summoned.
Don't want to Debbie Downer. It's not necessarily a lot of work. Could just be a reskin of Glade Captain or something. The two doesn't have to be linked to be standing next to each other. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't prove anything. But yeah, it did look like they were linked, but they might not have been. Talking about the sisters. Yeah, it looked like a Dark Shard or something to me, but so yeah, I got Slaanesh. So yeah, so Marathi's oh yeah, wait up. Yeah, so this is Marathi's lands. Oh, so that's interesting. So this is that's interesting. So see these fire cracks and shit in the ground. That's I think that's old Chaos Corruption, isn't it? Like the old Chaos Corruption from Warhammer 2, where it was all kind of like volcanic fire and like black kind of stuff, and that was what Marathi did in Warhammer 2. But I think in Warhammer 3 she does Slaanesh Corruption, right? Or we thought that she was going to change it to Slaanesh Corruption. But that's not Slaanesh Corruption though. Like we've seen Slaanesh Corruption from Nakari when Nakari conquers Warhammer 3 and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, I know that's weird. I wonder if this is from an old build or something. Or maybe in this particular one, like Torox or somebody has corrupted the crap out of it. It would be Khorne. Yeah, that looks like Khorne, like not Slaanesh. So yeah, I'm surprised that this area down here near more near Marathi is all like ornate looking. Yeah, especially since here it talks about like Marathi's corruption opening the way for Slaaneshi invaders, but the ground isn't Slaanesh corrupted, so I don't know, that's a bit weird. Possibly just lava. I don't think there's lava there in the map. Like I don't think there's lava in all these places. Like, there's no lava there. I don't know what's going on with that. See these black spikes coming out of the ground? That's like Chaos Corruption, but it looks like old school Chaos Corruption. Maybe maybe this video was filmed on like an old version or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Fueled by a millennia-long vendetta, Nakari.
Yeah, Nakari's going to be in Ulthuan now. Ulthuan. I wonder if Ulthuan's going to be hectic. So yeah, I don't know if anyone voted for High Elves or Eltharion. No, actually, High Elves / Tyrion / Eltharion was the lowest of my poll so far. So far, 44% want to see Champions of Chaos Valkyrie first. 22% want to see Karl Franz. They're quite a bit lower, and then Lockyer, Dark Elves lower, and then High Elves Tyrion last. So that's interesting. I wonder if I did this poll again, like the night before I stream, like on the night of the 15th, I wonder if it would change, because I imagine like you might see a lot of Champions of Chaos stuff before then. But yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the partners are allowed to show.
He arrives on Chris with a goal that would see the High Elves of Ulthuan either slaughtered.
Hey, this is great or what? For sure. Possibly just lava. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It looked like corruption to me, but embargo for Champions of Chaos starts Tuesday. Okay, yeah, so that's interesting. So yeah, so the partners will be showing Champions of Chaos stuff then.
Lustria, a continent rich with all manner of life. Here, civilization.
So yeah, so I probably won't be doing Champions of Chaos. So you probably just like stop voting for Champions of Chaos Valkyria because I probably won't be doing that.
Warriors laid down their lives in accordance to the great plan.
Maybe we should do a new poll since it seems like no one likes
To this day.
seems like no one likes High Elves Tyrion, and I probably won't be doing Champions of Chaos or Valkyria. So we could change it to Empire, Dark Elves, Dwarves, Empire, Dark Elves, Dwarves, or Vampire counts. That's probably, to be honest, that's probably what it's going to be. So.
Kairos Fate Weaver comes to Dawn's Landing and the bottom of the world to liberate it of its high elf occupants. The Changer of Ways will have reasons for this journey, but to know them...
I'll just keep doing different polls until we get to the bottom of this. My first campaign would be in the Kai, said no one ever. Yeah, definitely not me. Vortex power looked weak. Okay, I didn't notice that. Legend isn't going to show any paid DLC content, he said last night on stream. Yeah, I think there's embargo still on that stuff.
The imperishable. Each with imperial dreams, each with
Cetra and Manfred facing off. I think I'll try Wolfric, Kolek, and Gorst first from the Old Lords. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to play Isabella or Vlad first out of the vampire accounts, just because they're my traditional favorites. I'm kind of thinking Isabella maybe. But it's sort of weird though, having just played a big vampire accounts campaign that I'm playing right now, and then going and switching back to another vampire accounts in Immortal Empires. But it could be good to do it as just as a contrast as well, because as like if I will probably do a little bit of the Vampire Island campaign after we finish talking about the video here. But if anyone sticks around for that, you'll see that like the vampire accounts as they are right now, playing with vampire spam, super powerful. Like I'm just like playing all my battles on like 4x speed, just blowing everything up. You know, I don't hardly even paying attention to what's going on in the campaign because I'm like kind of unbeatable, you know. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. But it's also like a bit one-dimensional. You know what I mean? Like it's also a bit one-dimensional. Like so, I'm actually interested to see how they go. Like I think Creative Assembly is trying to make an effort to make all of the vampire account lords different and make it so that everyone doesn't gravitate to. Because basically there's only like two ways to play vampire accounts really at the moment. Either you play them as like free Skelly spam with Wind of Death, or you play as like vampire hero spam. And those two, like that's like the two. That's probably like the. I mean, you can play. Obviously, you can play other ways as well, but those are the two like dominant play styles, I would say. And like vampire, I don't really play Skelly spam, but the vampire spam method like is just super powerful and like and that's great and it's really fun. But yeah, I am interested to see some other play styles hopefully come out of the Immortal Empires changes. So that'll be something to be interesting. Have you ever taken the Shrine of Assyrian earlier as Lockyer? The plus 100 diplomacy with High Elves makes for some interesting alliances. Hey, Sorty, yeah, no, I definitely have done that. It's yeah, if you play as Dark Elves, if you take the Shrine of Assyrian, you get plus 100 diplomacy. It's quite good for like divide and conquering. I don't really make alliances with the High Elves, but I just like keep them sweet until I'm ready to enslave them, you know. I wonder how strong regenerating Graveguard will be. Is it all Graveguard that get regeneration, or just the, or is it just the Regiments of Renown one?
It will take the forging of an immortal empire.
No more free skellies, thankfully. Yeah, I think they're gonna have. I think they're just gonna have like super cheap skeletons now. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like, I think they're gonna they're changing all the vampire factions, so they're all gonna be like have different focuses on different types of units and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like it will probably definitely get around to doing a playthrough of everything, but it's just like kind of a matter of like what you're gonna play first. Oh, okay. So like 40% of people are saying vampire accounts they want to see first. I don't know if maybe that's just because you guys like the people who are watching the stream now are like half people that are watching Immortal Empires and half people that like have been watching my vampire accounts campaign. But yeah, I think vampire accounts could be good. Depth Guard are getting regen. I don't believe all Grave Guard are. I thought Depth Guard were getting the hunger. So they actually no, Depth Guard already had regeneration, didn't they? Or am I? No, I think Depth Guard already had a regeneration, or it's the hunger or something. I think blood dragons are getting the hunger. What I heard. Oh, whatever. Anyway, I shouldn't really talk about this stuff because I haven't. Although I actually don't know anything about. I haven't actually played Immortal Empires really yet, so I'm not commenting from a point of view of any secret information that you guys don't know. But I do technically have access to it now, so I could have extra information. So I don't want Creative Assembly to think that I'm giving away secrets from the NDA or whatever. So I probably shouldn't comment on that sort of stuff.
But her reign is fraught with challenge. The Silver Host vampire counts also lay claim to these lands.
Yeah.
And from their cold hands, our leader must.
So the Silver Host vampire counts also lay claim to these lands. So that's interesting. So yeah, so this is what we're talking about before. So the Silver Host, I believe, is everyone pretty much in agreement that the Silver Host is going to be led by Neferata, or not necessarily? Because wasn't there another place up north where right, like kind of near Drakenhof, to the east of Drakenhof over the mountains, where it's like there's some other like Lamian vampire coven, or is that the same Silver Host? I thought there was like a gold and black one, Lamian Sisterhood. Yeah, I thought like Neferata will most likely start at Silver Pinnacle. Okay, so you reckon this will be the Silver Host here fighting Khalida? That will be Neferata. I feel like that feels more like a good map position for her. But yeah. But if that's right, then who's going to be the Lamian Sisterhood, if anyone? I had this thought the other day as well. Like, imagine if by the end of the Silver Pinnacle near Azag would be Neferata's faction. But not this one that they're talking about fighting Neferata. I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe they just, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that they went out of their way to name a faction that's just a minor faction with no legendary lord. And just maybe that's a tweak to something, but yeah, maybe not. What was I going to say? Totally forgot what I was talking about now. Silver Pinnacle is a settlement. Silver Host is a faction. Yeah, I got that. I'm just but there's two different factions. There's one up north that's like kind of gold and black, that's near Azag, and there's one down south that's kind of silver and black. And basically the question I'm saying is which one of those is where Neferata is going to start, because this is kind of making it seem like the Silver Host or whatever they are, the one that's down south, the silver and black one, is important somehow because it went out of their way to name them, you know. So yeah.
The Dragon Emperor's territories are vast, varied, and fractured. Amongst the stoic Cathaeans, whose architectural prowess is beyond compare.
Do you have early access? Hey, Agent. Yeah, no. I've got access to the game now, but I haven't actually had a chance to play it yet or anything. I probably should just end this stream right now and go play it, shouldn't I? What else were we talking about here? Wolfric. Yeah, I'm pretty keen to play Norska as well. Norska didn't really get much in the way of changes, but they got those those changes to their like maxed out Chaos Devotion rewards, and they've also, the big change for them is they can settle anywhere now. So yeah, I think that's gonna, you know, that should make a big difference. Excuse me. Play it. Just then, Banana's like, In the stream right now. Go play Immortal Empires. Yeah, I probably will soon. I kind of want to play some more. I kind of want to play some more of our Vampire Counts Island campaign, but at the same time, it's sort of like, yeah, it's hard to get excited about Warhammer 2 right now.
In the barren north, hope, mercy, and virtue.
The ultimate aim of the Lamian Sisterhood is the ultimate aim of Neferata herself. Yeah, so you think the Lamian Sisterhood would be where Neferata would start, right? So if Neferata's going to start with the Lamian Sisterhood up north, then who's going to be in charge of the Silver Host, if anyone? What about Vampire Coast? No, I don't rate Vampire Coast. They're not one of my favorite factions. I mean, I'll play them eventually, but yeah, I think they're good. I think Vampire Counts are a good faction, but they're kind of on the same level as Lizardmen for me. Like, I think they're a good faction. They're just not one of my favorite factions to play.
In exchange for a morsel of strength. Seldom few manage to wrestle more.
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched. I'm pretty psyched about the Warhammer. Pretty psyched about the Warriors of Chaos.
He's not one of them. He will use his demonic gifts to see the mortal world bleed.
Lamian Sisterhood and the Silver Host could be like Kalidor and the Knights of Kalidor interact, where one is the extension of the other. Yeah, maybe. Do a Nagash campaign. Nagash is not in the game alone.
Kislavite spears are a tool the demon prince knows intimately.
Have you settled on the first Immortal Empire? No, I haven't settled on the first Immortal Empires campaign 100%. That's why I'm doing these polls. You got to vote in the poll, Ego. Currently 36% are saying Vampire Count. You think that a revolt can be generated to revive a destroyed faction? Yeah, that's how you revive destroyed factions. But yeah, I mean, there's some factions that can't be revived in Immortal Empires. I wonder if they'll change that. That's a good point, actually. There's probably a lot of those factions that can't be revived, like I think the Red Duke. Oh, actually, I don't know if the Red Duke can now, but I think like I don't know. There's certain factions, maybe Yvonne Carstein, that couldn't be excuse me, that couldn't be revived before, but now that Vlad's moved to Drakenhof, he probably can be revived now. You know, so we probably have to rediscover which factions can and can't be revived. Like, yeah, like Imric couldn't be revived before, I think, but now it's a new map, so I feel like there's every chance he can be revivable now. So that'll be interesting. Got Katerin versus Castelton there. Looking forward to the new Warriors of Chaos stuff, yeah. Nice haircut. Wait, I got fucked up haircut. I know, it's just getting long. I've got no haircut is the haircut I've got right now. I have to shave my head. How Archeon will work? Hey, Janky Dice. I can't really talk about any of that kind of stuff. I can only really talk about stuff that, you know, you've already seen in the videos. Because like, yeah, Creative's simply given me early access to the Immortal Empires beta build, but I'm not allowed to talk about anything that I discover in that yet until the 16th. So yeah, so it's kind of like best if I don't talk about that kind of stuff too much. Well, the fact is I haven't actually played it really, so I don't really know anything. Excuse me. So I don't really know anything about it, but yeah, it's like, yeah. Probably shouldn't speculate too much in case it seems like I'm giving out information that I'm not supposed to.
Subjugation is no option for the
Do a flyover of the Immortal Empires game in map, no one will ever know. Yeah, I'll just keep playing the voiceover, but I'll just like do my own flyover of it. No one will notice the difference. No haircut gang, rise up. I've been growing my hair out for a year now. Nice. It's my Immortal Empires and I want it now. Yeah, it's all of our Immortal Empires, man, isn't it? Because we've been waiting for this, you know. We've been well, I don't know, for some of us anyway, myself included, have been putting a lot of our hopes and dreams into it, you know. From way back in Warhammer 1 days, or even before Warhammer 1 came out, like getting on the forums, writing like page-long essays about how you think that the Skaven underway mechanics should work and shit like that, you know. But, you know, people have been, you know, putting a lot of effort into this stuff. Like, I didn't do that about the Skaven, but I read somebody else's thinking about how the Skaven underway should work. But I've certainly written my own manifestos about different things up on the Total War forums at various points, and you know, it's like it's just really cool to see it all coming together. But yeah, did High Elves get more gates? I don't know. Did we even see Ulthuan? Was Ulthuan even in it? Oh yeah, Ulthuan is in it because there's a part where you see Nakari.
Ambitions to shoot for the glory of pawns, a cacophony of culture.
Where's the Nakari part?
Border king indeed.
They foul our mountains with their vile tails.
Oh, there it is. So you can stream Immortal Empires from the 16th? Yeah, 16th, yeah.
Millennia-long vendetta, Nakari arrives on Chris with a goal that would see the High Elves of Ulthuan either slaughtered or dominated.
I don't know. Did we see any gates there? Or? I don't know. I don't think that. I mean, I doubt there would be any extra gates. Like, why would there be more gates? Oh, is there more gates? Fuck, now you got me. No. Wait, is there more gates? How many was there before? There was 4 gates, right? No gate there. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, same. Still 4. We're talking about the Nagash mod that Legend is playing last week. Okay, cool. Well, I'm talking about Immortal Empires. wrong time.
The descendants of Arnerian, beware. Slaaneshi Wrath has returned.
You know, the topic of discussion is what to play in Immortal Empires and what's exciting. What's exciting that we want to find out about Immortal Empires? What do you guys want me to... So basically, so I can start showing stuff from Immortal Empires on the 16th, but I can start researching stuff now. So, you know, so basically, like, you know, yeah, like I'm kind of looking for like ideas. I get. Well, I mean, I've already got plenty of ideas, but I'm kind of looking for more ideas of what you guys would like me to look into. You know, I think I took Valkyr and the Champions of Chaos DLC off the list because I think that like every man and his dog's going to be covering that stuff as soon as it's available, and so I'm not really going to be able to get you any extra information about that. You know, but yeah. Yeah, no, I've talked about the Nagash mod a bunch of times on the stream already, Milo, and yeah, you maybe just went around for it. But yeah, today I just wanted to talk about Immortal Empires if possible, mainly. Throg, everyone loves Throg. Oh, you think I should play Throg? I don't know if everyone loves Throg. I think everyone loves Wolfric a lot more than everyone loves Throg. But, I don't know, that's interesting, because it's like there's so many different demographics, I guess, because there's like how many, yeah, so like if you made a video, because a lot more people watch videos than watch streams. So if you made a video, then probably more people would watch a Wolfric video than a Throg video. But if you did, but out of the people who watch streams, which is kind of like a more narrow, more hardcore probably group, those people would probably rather watch Throg, you know. So I feel like, yeah, if you made a video, you probably, like a video on Wolfric would do better, but a stream on Throg would probably do better. I'd like to see Itza and Saurus with Barrier. I'd like to see Itza and Saurus with Barrier. Is that, yeah, are they getting Barrier? Oh, was that something that they, I remember somebody getting Barrier. I think that was the thing that they said they're going to do, isn't it? Oh, you're saying you would like me to play Lizardman? Yeah, no, I don't think I'll cover Lizardman first. Sorry, guys. You can probably expect Lawmaster of Sotek to do some and stuff though. What do you think of the new visual style? It's more vibrant and stylized. It doesn't look like this on my computer. Oh, actually, I shouldn't really talk about that stuff, should I? Anyway, I just yeah, I know I'm getting a new graphics card tomorrow, so I just like have to yeah, I don't know, but anyway, but that wasn't the question. The new art style, I don't know. I don't know if I like the new art style better or worse. I feel like right now I'm kind of still liking the Warhammer 2 style a bit more, like the more duller, like less vibrant version. But I don't know. I think maybe I'm coming around to it. I think it's one of those things where it'll just become normal for me after a while. You know what I mean? Yeah, sorry, Melon. Yeah, I didn't mean to like have a go at you or anything. Like, totally fine for you to suggest mods and stuff like that. Just yeah, not today though. I'm not interested in that one today. Well, there's a lady. You should play Leon. I never played Leon here actually. I think there aren't any corruption effects in the video. Oh, really? You think that it's not just uncorrupted? Oh, so I suppose there could be volcanoes there. I guess I'm so used to seeing it all ripped up like Chaos Corruption that I just assumed that all those volcanoes around Marathi were just like Chaos Corruption. But maybe that's just how it is. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. What is the biggest change that this would provide? What? What is the biggest change that this would provide other than the new faction? What is the biggest change that Mortal Empires will provide other than the new factions? I'm not sure what you mean. Like, so Immortal Empires is in Warhammer 3. So if you're comparing Immortal Empires to Mortal Empires, then the biggest change would be it's Warhammer 3 instead of Warhammer 2. So there's a whole bunch of new rule sets and stuff. So basically everything that's different about Warhammer 3. If you mean like what's different about Immortal Empires to Warhammer 3, then yeah, the main thing is just basically this is Warhammer 3 except for with the full big map, no Realm of Chaos, no rifts and shit, no Ursun's Soul, no going to the different realms of chaos, you know, and yeah, you got all the different factions, and there's no race for no race for Zambajan. Yeah, but if you're comparing it to Immortal Empires, then yeah, it's like all of the Warhammer 3's things. So new diplomacy, new sieges, various other things, new graphics. When can we see first gameplay? Tomorrow, Phoenix. Not from me. I'm not allowed to show anything for another week or so, or another few days. But yeah, tomorrow, all the partners are going to be showing gameplay tomorrow. I think there are so many factions that some will disappear very clearly from the map. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there is so many factions. Definitely a lot of them are going to get knocked out. It'll be. I was talking about this the other day. I think it's going to be really interesting to see like which factions, because Creative Assembly can kind of engineer that to a certain degree. Like they can kind of set it up so that like if they want Cetra to be the faction that dominates the Southlands, they can sort of tweak the AI aggression and the auto resolve values and the starting units a little bit and everything, and basically make it so that Cetra will defeat Manfred first, then he'll absorb Manfred's territory, he'll become stronger, and then like, you know, he'll be able to take out Scarbrand and whatever, you know, so they can kind of engineer it so that they'll not so it's 100% locked in. You still want it to be like dynamically, you know, created so that it doesn't sort of just play out exactly the same way every time. But yeah, they can make it so that Cetra will win the Southlands and, you know, like 70% of the time. So that's like the normal way, and I think like that's how they've done it in the past, and I think that that's an appropriate way to do it. Like, you know, I think there should be a normal way. Like, I think like Malekuth should become the dominant force in the northeast. I think, you know, Cetra or someone should become the dominant force in the Southlands. You know, I think maybe one of the Lizardmen factions, or actually maybe not. It's not so much a matter of one person should be the dominant one, but there should some cases there should be one that should be clearly dominant, and then other times there should be like two different ones, and you don't know which one's going to win. You know, so I think yeah, like, you know, Cetra for the Southlands, either the dwarves or not Grimgor or like Wurzag or someone for the Barren Wastes or whatever. You know, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. But I think I was just thinking as well how like there's all these minor factions, right? So at the moment, I can't remember how many factions. Is there like 90 factions or something like that now? It's getting pretty crazy. There's like more than 70 factions I think that you can play with. And like, but like in the next 5 years, if they just do heaps of more DLCs, because like, so just say they release another like, I don't know, 2 more race packs. So like Chaos Dwarfs and some other race pack. So they do 2 more race packs. And then they said there's going to be, there's 89 or 86 factions. Yeah, so nearly 90 factions. So just say they do a couple more race packs or whatever. Excuse me. But then if they don't do any more race packs after that, so the race packs are very big, a lot of work involved, right? With the race packs, they need to create a whole new faction, all new models, mechanics, like, you know, army speeches, pre-battle speeches for their quest battles, you know, the whole thing, right? But once they've created all the races, if they're just going to do Lord packs after that, you know, they just keep bringing out new Lord packs. They kind of mix and match a few faction effects from different factions, whap out a new Lord pack, get a voice actor, do a couple of quest battles. You know, they could potentially just keep pumping out Lord packs every month or two. Just put out a new Lord pack and just keep doing that for like 4 years. And I was thinking like eventually they can make it so just the whole world is just covered in legendary lords. Like every single, like, you know, every single minor faction is led by a legendary lord. And I was thinking that would be kind of cool. And it'd be kind of, it almost looks now, like, you know how you have those like fighting games and there's just like hundreds of different dudes that you can choose from, or like Dota or something, you know, where you've got like all those different characters that you can play. I feel like it's almost like that now. Like there's just so many factions that, like, I don't know, like you could, like, if you're a new player, you know, you could come across and like just not even know who they all are, and you're just like looking through menus and you find some crazy dark elf guy that does, I don't know, take skulls of dudes or something. I don't know, whatever. You know, like just finding out, like, could be just all these little, yeah, just I can just imagine them adding all these little really obscure lords and stuff, and it'd be really cool. 90 with Chaos Dwarfs, yeah. What's the Kislev effect? Just for people who play on Legendary like me, you're going to be so fatigued having to manually fight all games. I hope they tweak it at least. Well, I hope they fix the auto resolve, really, with the sieges. So they have said, like Mitch did say, that they are looking at reducing the number of sieges. Like that was on their list. Like they had a big, after the initial kind of backlash against Warhammer 3 for various issues, you know, they made a big long list of all the stuff that they want to fix with Warhammer 3. And one of the things they said they wanted to fix was the amount of siege battles. So currently I think when I was looking at my own stats for Warhammer 3, it's about 50-50. It's like 50% of the battles I fight are siege battles, 50% are land battles. And that sounds like okay, but in reality it feels like not that great. I feel like it'd be better if it was like 40-60 or 30-70 in favor of field battles, you know? But I mean, it's hard to say. Maybe even 40-60 would be enough. You know, just a little bit more land battles, a little bit less siege battles. And also they need to fix the major settlement battles. The minor settlement battles are pretty good. The major settlement battles just seem no good for various reasons. But they've said they're not going to be doing that in the initial Immortal Empires, right? So in this current beta of Immortal Empires that's out now, that the partners have got access to already, that you guys are going to have access to in a couple of weeks, that version, there's nothing changed with that. So same amount of sieges as in 1 to 3. But they've said they're going to look at it. So next patch, hopefully we'll get something that's addressing that, making it so there's more land battles. But I was going to say that in the meantime, if they've just fixed the auto resolve, which I think they probably may do. I mean, I feel like probably every patch they're going to fix the auto resolve a little bit. They're going to tweak it and stuff, because it's one of those things that you just constantly have to keep tweaking, trying to figure it out, you know. So yeah. So long story short, I was going to say, yes, siege fatigue is definitely a thing for people who play a lot of Total War in Warhammer 3. But yeah, easy fix for that is fix the auto resolve, and then you just auto resolve the sieges when you get bored of them, you know. Yeah, exactly, Vasco. That's right. Yeah, Warhammer 3, the auto resolve was really fucked. So hopefully in Mortal Empires, the auto resolve will be better, so it won't be such a big deal.
Either slaughtered or dominated.
How many turns deep have you played in Immortal Empires? Yeah, and I can't really, I don't want to answer any of those type of questions, no Curry. Like, basically, I can't talk about anything that like any information that I've got apart from, apart from what you guys have been showing already. I can comment on stuff that's already out there, but I can't, like, talk about anything. What happened with the mic? Yeah, people are saying the mic's fucked up, but I don't know what's wrong with it. Are you sure it's the mic and it's not like, and it's not like that I've got maybe the volume up too loud on this? I don't know. Is that, yeah, I don't know. Is that better? I don't know what's going on. Like on my on my levels, it's saying that the mic's just normal. It's either bitrate or it's clipping. Wait, let me just stop the stream. I'll just stop streaming again for a second. It'll just go black for a minute or so.
Kairos Fate Weaver comes to Dawn's Landing and the bottom of the...
Yo. Alright, sound test. Is that any better? I know I just restarted my OBS. I don't know if that's going to make any difference. Excuse me. I don't know. Oh, hey Phoenix. I just missed out. I was just too late. It sounds like a mic that teachers use for Zoom calls. Oh, is it still bad? It didn't make any difference. Ah, shit. Yeah, I don't know what happened with it. I didn't change anything. Just like turned on OBS today, and like the mic just was not working. I don't know. Maybe I need to like update my OBS or something. Not just my voice sounded like smoked a heap of cigarettes and drank a heap of whiskey. Sounds fine your end. Yeah, I don't know. My my voice. I noticed my voice goes a lot deeper sometimes when my throat's fucked up. But it is the Dowie with the most at stake. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think like maybe because of the levels and stuff that I've got set, like if my voice is too low, it kind of fucks up somehow. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. Anyway, I'm not gonna figure it out now, guys. Like, I'm not really. I don't know what the fuck's going on with sound levels and stuff. I'm not really a technical guy, so we could spend the rest. We could spend the rest of the stream just talking about my mic, but I don't think I'm gonna like get. I'm not gonna have any success fixing it probably. So there's probably no point worrying about it. But yeah. Anyway. I'm an audio engineer, so okay. Well, main output. Maybe you can hit me up on your comment that it's either bitrate or clipping was the one that convinced me to actually try and fix it, because I thought, okay, that sounds like something I might be able to fix by restarting or whatever. But anyway, yeah, you might have to hit me up on Discord and give me some tips or something. Main output, if you're not already on my Discord, there's a link in the description down below. But yeah, enjoying the map reveal. I thought it was neat. Tried to keep my eyes open for Easter eggs. Yeah, did anyone spot any the Easter eggs or anything like that? We kind of pointed out a couple, like this weird mine here. I think we figured out that's like a clay pit. Actually, there's one over here as well. There's two mines. Oh yeah, they're clay pits. Yeah, they are clay pits. You can see the clay in there. Oh yeah, there's clay everywhere. Yeah. Okay, cool. That makes sense. I thought maybe it looked kind of like a Skaven mine or something like that. Somebody said that they thought that there was a slowdown when they went over the Black Pyramid of Nagash, indicating a tease of Nagash. But I feel like it's whatever. Like Nagash is definitely coming, so we don't really need to have a tease for that. But yeah, I was talking before about how they went out of their way to mention the Silver Host, the vampire counts in the south, fighting Khalida. So I don't know if that's something or what. I saw something interesting near Cathay lands, going up in the mountains. I saw something like a savage orc war chief. Oh, really? Where was Cathay towards the end? No, that's not Cathay. Where's the Cathay bit? Cathay back towards the start. Oh yeah, Cathay's back towards the start. Here we go. Beginning-ish, middle-ish, yeah. Cathay... Is it after this bit?
Enemies within and beyond. The great bastion's continued survival is a constant uncertainty. One Miao Ying must contend with if she means to bring harmony to her homeland. In the barren north,
This is then fighting Nurgle.
mercy and
Looks
virtue
pretty.
are not
Nice.
commodities. These
Oh wait, did I miss it? I'm curious to see how they butchered even more traits. Yeah. I want to know what's going on with the traits as well. I haven't had a chance to see whether they've changed the traits, because in Immortal Empires, a lot of the traits were really shit. Like especially the personal traits, like like cunning gives you like poison and plus 10% ambush chance. That was always a good trait, right? And then they nerfed it, so now it only gives you the plus 10 ambush chance in friendly territory, in your home territory. But like the personal traits, like the ones like that give you like tough and like strong and stuff like that, the ones that give you personal combat stats in the original stat versions of those were really shit. Like tough gave you like +5 armor and like +5 melee attack, melee defense, or +2 melee defense, or something really weak like that, And then in the new version, like tough gives you like +25 armor and 5 melee defense and whatever else. So yeah, so they basically updated, because basically no one would choose any of those personal traits. If you get discipline, use a +2 melee attack for the whole army and +2 leadership. Why would you take +5 fucking armor or some shit on those? So and confident. The original confident was just +2 leadership. So you had a choice of like confident for +2 leadership, or discipline that gives you +2 leadership and +2 melee attack. So confident was just like a non-trait, But then when they did the update, confident became +4 leadership. So that actually kind of made it good, and all the personal stats got updated. But then in Warhammer 3, all of those got re-rolled back to their original shit versions again. So I don't know. Hopefully that's been fixed in Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, so I don't know. Is this where I'm looking? Where's this savage thing? I missed it. 315 you said. Savage Orc. Oh, this guy here. Oh yeah. I think he's just a generic Savage Orc boss.
beneath the heavy boot of orc war bands and burrowing deep
322.
once great nation. A subtle infection of
Oh, this guy. I don't think it doesn't. It looks familiar. It looks like a familiar model. It doesn't look like anything new. I can't. It's a orc shaman general. Pretty sure. If the Isabella defeat trait is truly gone, my hope is they put regen on someone powerful like Nagash or Festus. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Now, I'm not talking about like them getting rid of entrepreneur or like nerfing knowledgeable. I'm just talking about the actual traits that got updated and how they like updated the traits again, but like the ones that they wanted to fix, they fixed, but the ones that they didn't change, instead of leaving them in the upgraded version, the unchanged ones like rolled back to the old shit versions. Like confident went back to being +2 instead of +4. Strong went back to being crap. Weak, tough went back to being crap. All that kind of stuff. So yeah, all of those like personal combat ones that got updated, like they need to be updated back to their good version again. Are you streaming Immortal Empires tomorrow? No, processing. I don't have access to stream Immortal Empires till the 16th. Legends not going to stream anything. No. I believe Dame Offensive is streaming tomorrow, and I mean, I'm probably all of the partners are going to be streaming tomorrow, or heaps of them will be. There'll probably be shitloads of different people streaming. But yeah, no, Dame Offensive is definitely streaming tomorrow. I don't know what faction though. Sorry, but with this, Mortal Empires use the new Winds of Magic, which is very tedious, right? Hey, Janky Dice. Yeah, Mortal Empires is Warhammer 3, so it basically uses all the same base game stuff as Warhammer 3.
But the mortal world is not so easy to tame. When men like Boris Ursus
Lizard Men fighting Nurgle is clearly a placeholder for something else. Look at their armor and serpentile fighting style.
Kislevites spears are a tool the demon prince knows.
Got no idea what you're talking about, Charles. You might have to be more explicit. And just write Atmos the Mad if you want me to see something. Makes it pop out for me. So yeah, Mortal Empires will use the Warhammer 3 style Winds of Magic, I believe. I haven't really had a chance to look into it yet. Show yourself, Zarkan. Is Malice doing his thing? Yeah, I definitely want to get into some Malice. But yeah, I feel like we pretty much covered everything now, guys. There was Throg. Which faction are you most excited for in Immortal Empires? Probably... I don't know actually. Probably Warriors of Chaos, but I don't know. I had hoped that Warriors of Chaos were going to become my favorite faction because they're one of my favorite factions in the lore. But I don't know. I feel like I'm probably going to go back to my old ones. You know, like I feel like Dark Elves, Dwarves. You know, those are probably going to still be my favorite factions. But we'll see how we go. Hey, Almark, member for 2 months now. Congratulations. Thank you for your continued support. What do you think about the new magic mechanics? Vampires will be a lot worse, right? No, I don't think you can really say that, Janky Dice. Like, I mean, yeah, maybe they'll be a lot worse. But I think it's kind of like a lot of the changes that if you examine them in isolation, then they seem like a nerf, but they're not done in isolation. Like vampire counts are getting like not completely reworked, but I think vampire counts are getting one of the biggest reworks out of any of the factions in the game, like out of any of the Warhammer 2 and 1 factions. Because vampire counts are getting like all of their legendary lords are moving, like all of their start positions are moving except for Kemmler, I think. At least some of them are getting new mechanics, like Manfred's getting totally new mechanics. Vlad and Isabella are totally changing because they can add, the hero thing and everything. So all of their factions are changing with their faction stuff and possibly their lord bonuses and stuff as well. Also, all of their units are like every single. As far as I know, I haven't looked at this myself. This is what other creators said. Basically, every single vampire count unit is getting upgraded. We're getting basically a balance pass. With them getting like extra leadership, making them more tanky. A lot of them are getting more additional bonuses. Like somebody said that Graveguard are getting regeneration. I can't remember if that's correct or not, but I definitely know that Blood Knights are getting the hunger and various other changes and stuff like that. So basically what I'm saying is magic with the new magic mechanic basically means that you have a cap of magic reserves of 100. So if you're currently playing vampire counts, it's pretty common if you're playing vampire spam anyway to be rolling around with Winds of Magic 200, 250, 300 maybe, like a lot more magic. So with the new vampire counts, you're going to be capped at perhaps 100 reserves. But I don't know. It's hard to say how much of a difference that will make. Like in a normal battle where you've kind of got a fairly significant army, they've got a fairly significant army, and then you're heavily using spells to help it. Like you're just dropping bombs on them, blowing up units, like wiping out their front line with Wind of Death and all that. But then you still fight. I don't think it's going to make too much difference. But if you're planning on going into a battle just with one vampire lord on a flying mount and just flying back and forth, just nuking the enemy army and not even using the rest of your army, like, yeah, I think they're trying to reduce that kind of gameplay. But yeah, see how it goes out. Yeah. So yeah, so no more infinite power but better units. They'll be totally different. Yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking they're trying to do. How it actually plays out, we'll have to see, you know. But yeah, yeah, I think Magic's been slightly like reduced with the Magic Winds of Magic cap, but I don't think it's been like that, like nerfed that much, you know what I mean? Like with a good well, actually Wind of Death might have been nerfed now too, so I don't know about that, but Wind of Death got a nerf. Yeah, I think Wind of Death got a nerf, but I think it might still be pretty good. I'm not sure. I haven't tested it. Pit of Shades I think maybe got a nerf as well, but I think it might still be pretty good as well. But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that you know, you can probably still decimate enemy armies with winds and stuff, with Winds of Magic, but just, you know, I think the goal is to make it so you just don't. I think the goal with it seems like from what I've seen, like it seems like the overall theory with vampire counts is to try to move it away from being one-dimensional. Like previously, like if you play vampire counts, there's only like one or maybe two ways to play, which is like 3 skeletons, Wind of Death spam, or skeleton heroes or vampire hero spam, you know. And so I think they've tried to diversify the faction so that, you know, when you play vampire counts, there's like 5 different ways to play, you know. So yeah, I think that's gonna be good, you know. Like you know, there's a less is more thing I think sometimes, and I think as much as like I don't want it to take away everything that's fun in the game, and it kind of feels like a lot of the things that we think are fun are getting taken away. But I think like in some circumstances, like yeah, I think anything where you see like only one playstyle being completely dominant, then that's an indicator that something needs to change. You know, like essentially in any strategy game, like, you know, one of the core things of a strategy game is the player having to make meaningful strategic decisions that affect the outcome of the game. And the satisfaction, part of the satisfaction you get from a strategy game is making decisions and then seeing whether it works, like feeling that satisfaction, you made a good decision or you made a bad decision, you know? So yeah, if you're playing a faction and there's only one way to play and there's no decisions for you to make, then, you know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of ruining what it is to be a strategy game, you know? Yeah, like I think that stuff like stuff like the Skelly spam and the Wind of Death and the Vampire spam and stuff like that, that stuff was awesome when we first like discovered that stuff, you know, or when like Legend discovered us and told us about it, you know, as the case may be. You know, it was cool and it was new and it was and you felt like, oh wow, I've discovered this cool thing, so much more powerful than regular vampire counts. This is amazing, you know. But then when you play that same thing like over and over and over and over again, then it's like, oh, it'd be kind of cool if there was some other ways to play them as well, you know. But yeah, that's kind of my take on it. Sorry if that was a bit of a rant. Yeah, basically with vampire counts, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely concerned that all my favorite shit is ruined now. I'm definitely concerned about that. And it kind of is, like, all of my favorite shit with vampire counts is not as good anymore, or like completely not there anymore. But at the same time, there's going to be new stuff to explore. So I'm trying to keep an open mind.
It is time, my lord, to engrave your legend into the world. But do not be hasty. To thrive in this vast and...
I like that Vampires was based on stupid army spam and focus on infinite power for Legendary Lord, because that's how it works in the lore. They use undead without mind, but they have the best powers. Yeah, and I hope that it keeps that. I hope that they still have that feeling, because I feel like that's like one of the essential things of the. That's one of the essential things of the player fantasy of the vampire counts, and that's one of my concerns, I guess, with the changes that they're making. Like, it does feel like there's a lot of nerfs for a lot of player fantasy stuff. You know, like. On the one hand, I just got done saying how I think that if you're shoehorned into one particular playstyle, that's a bad thing. But on the other hand, you shouldn't like each faction sort of has like a player fantasy that's identified with that, you know. And that what Janky Dice said was really spot on with that. Like, if you're playing as vampires, you're like basically role playing as this like ultimately powerful vampire lord that basically is like immortal, stronger, faster, like has crazy magic, armies of undead fucking minions behind you. Like that's the player fantasy, right? So, you know, as much as you don't want to be shoehorned into like just one specific way of playing the game, like you want one of the ways that you can play the game to be the main player fantasy of the faction. You know what I mean? Like if they went too far the other way and magic was kind of useless, vampire heroes and lords were kind of like not really a big deal in the faction, and it really became a faction that used strategic like hammer and anvil, primarily used hammer and anvil like unit battle stuff. You know, like if it was all about you, like if Vampire Counts was basically like playing an undead version of the Empire with no range damage, you know, then that would be shit, because the whole player fantasy of being a vampire lord and being all powerful and shit would be ruined, you know. So yeah, I feel like that's the fine line that Creative Assembly's gotta walk, you know. Like they've already sort of shown their colors to a degree. I think that they want to get rid of a lot of that one-dimensional gameplay, spread things around a bit and all that kind of thing, but they don't want to go too far to the point where they actually destroy the player fantasy, you know. So you know, there's concerns with every faction with that, pretty much. Like, you know, so we've covered the vampire counts pretty thoroughly now. You know, with the high elves, you know, the concern with the high elves is their economy. I think, you know, like people are talking about how there's going to be no taxation anymore in Warhammer 3. I don't really understand all this stuff with the economy that much. I have to look into it more, but you know, and they're nerfing the entrepreneur and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, maybe before that was too easy or something, or was too straightforward, you know, but like at the same time, like part of the high elf fantasy is being like, you know, arrogant and aloof and just filthy rich compared to everybody else, and having their like trade empire and all that kind of stuff, you know. And if you get rid of their economy, so their economy's shit, then you know, you've destroyed, like, sure, you've got rid of that thing of them being overpowered from having too much money, but you've also kind of ruined that part of the player fantasy of playing the high elves, you know. Same with the dark elves, you know. Dark elves have got changes to their slave mechanic. We haven't seen exactly how that works yet, but I don't think. But you know, again, same thing with that. Like part of that dark elf fantasy is like, you know, raiding and slaving and getting like crazy rich on the suffering of, you know, the suffering of others and all that kind of stuff. And like, you know, maybe that was overpowered. Maybe it was too easy to get rich as dark elves or whatever. But if you totally remove that, then, you know, you're damaging the player fantasy of that faction, you know. So yeah, I hope that they, yeah, I don't know. I hope that they don't, like, yeah, don't go too far with it. Well, the other thing though is it is an ongoing thing. This is just the first iteration. This is the beta. They literally said this is a beta, right? So, you know, maybe they go too far one way, couple patches down the road, swings back a little bit the other way. You know, hopefully it's gonna all balance out. But anyway, I feel like I could just sit here and just keep talking for hours and hours, but I don't want this stream to go on for too long. It's actually kind of gone on way longer than I wanted it to go already. I was gonna do some gameplay stuff with Warhammer 2, but I might just leave that for now. Might hit some more. I might do another one of these tomorrow if there's more news. I might do a little like news stream. So just to reiterate, I won't be covering Immortal Empires tomorrow. I'm going to be covering Immortal Empires on the 16th, so in about 4 days. And so you may not, I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but you may not see any streams from me for the next few days. I might just concentrate on playing the game, trying to learn what's going on with it and stuff like that. But I might pop up tomorrow or whatever and do another one of these little like react and discuss streams, you know, just talk about whatever the latest news is, if there is news to discuss, and maybe commentate on some of the stuff that the other partners are showing and stuff like that. I'll just have a quick look and see if anyone is actually playing any Total War, so we can chuck a host to somebody. Go get a Mercy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, guys. If you have any more, like I was talking just then. If you guys have got any hints, sorry, not hints. Any ideas about stuff that you'd like me to cover, or you know, like particular mechanics that you're seeing the partners doing that that you think are cool, that you reckon I would like to check out or whatever. Yeah, please do chuck a comment on this stream or any of my videos. I read all the comments. And just tell me what you think is cool for me to check out. Or really great if you could jump on the Discord. There's a link in the description down below. Jump on the Discord. Just write @MercyTheMad, and I'll see your comments in there. I check that pretty regularly as well. So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. Thanks so much, guys, for coming to the stream. Really appreciate it. It's a really exciting time to be a Warhammer fan. If you want to watch some more Total War Warhammer, there's a link to Teapot in Total War, I think he's called. Sorry if I said that. Teapot Tom in Total War. So yeah, so I think he's like a relatively new streamer. So yeah, I think if you want to check him a bit of support, go and check it out. He's just playing on hard normal, so if so don't be too mean to him if you're not, if you're used to watching Legendary, you don't need to go into his stream and give him shit for not playing Legendary or whatever. It's everyone plays on different difficulties and stuff. So anyway, yeah, go check out Teapot and Tom Total War, and I will go and do something else. All right, catch you guys later. Have a good one.